just wanted to make it clear that we're unsure about our pitching for next series, just because we're still waiting to hear what our schedule is for next week. So I know that we're interested in what our rotation is going to be like going forward, but I'm waiting to hear from MLB what the schedule is from Monday through Thursday. So we'll see. And that's it.
Cool. You can kick things off for us, Rock.
All right, Brandon, kind of a two-parter. Is this just a day off for Austin Hayes right now? And you have Mullins in center field. He made the great throw last night from left, and the knock on him has been that he doesn't have a very strong arm. So did he have a little something there that maybe you weren't even anticipating?
You know what? Yeah, first part is I'm just giving Austin a little bit of a breather. I think he's been taking good at bats. He's just grinding a little bit right now, and I feel like this is a good day to rest him, especially before an off day. To get him a couple of days off, I think is nice to he's been playing quite a bit, and I just wanted to give him a little bit of a breather today. And then Cedric, yeah, that was a great play. That was a game-saving play that he made, and I have seen him throw the ball, better than I had heard about, and I think that's just a testament to him about the work that he's putting in and he has put in with his defense. He's a really good defender and an accurate thrower, and for him to be able to get behind the ball like that last night and to make a huge throw in a huge spot in the game and end up potentially winning us the game. So yeah, that was just an awesome play by Cedric.
Melanie Newman.
Brandon, comment and then a question. After your firefighter mention yesterday, research shows that Baltimore City is actually among the busiest in the nation, so found that very fitting. But two, youth can be such a plus and a minus in trying to put together a team and keep them consistent. And yet you have, Cole Sulser in game one, who bounced back from a rough night the night before. And then last night with Tanner Scott and his ability to also kind of fall into a tough situation and battle through it. I mean, a lot of your bullpen guys are in their mid-20s. What can you speak to that?
Well, a lot of our team is in their mid-20s. So, yeah, I just I don't. I think guys are they're going to continue to pitch in big spots, and I just want to see them deal with adversity, be able to bounce back. Yeah, Tanner ran into a little bit of trouble last night. He's got such a good slider that it's a game changer for him. You saw like a 2-0 swing with Martinez there. He missed it by 3 feet just because he has to sit on 96. And then the slider's just a real big weapon for him. So I just think the more he gets those type of experiences, the better he's going to be. I don't want to protect guys anymore. And so I think that we need to find out in big spots. And, Cole had that rough outing. He bounced back. Tanner's pitching with traffic a little bit lately, but wiggling his way out of it because he does have that strikeout threat and he can punch guys out because of this stuff. So, just Evan Phillips threw the ball great last night. He had a rough first time out, and he threw the ball great last night. So continuing to give these guys the experience, and so far they've done a pretty nice job.
Rich Dubroff.
Brandon, what's the latest on Chris Davis and Jose Iglesias? You had Iglesias hit last night.
Yeah, both better today. Both available again off the bench. Works out well having an off day tomorrow, so they'll get the full day off tomorrow, and I'm hoping that they'll be back after the off day in a full-time role. But yeah, we're just going to utilize them off the bench again today if needed.
John Mioli.
Brandon, wanted to get us out of here before midnight last night, but wanted to ask about the defensive changes and what went into having Rio go into left field and Renato to third and Holiday at first in that 11th inning.
I didn't have a whole lot of options. Iglesias wasn't going to put Iglesias out for defense I was trying to win the game, and then sometimes you got to move guys around to keep guys in the lineup. So it was Holiday, who's takes ground balls at first and third. Saw him do it in spring training. Knew he was doing it in summer camp. Actually talked about it with him when he got here yesterday afternoon, because I didn't want to put CD on the field and I didn't want to put Iggy on the field. So, a catcher being able to play multiple positions is always really, really valuable. I know that Rio hasn't had a ton of outfield experience, but we're just trying to win the game somehow. And Rio's a really good athlete, and I feel comfortable with him, putting him out there in that type of situation. Sometimes you got to play guys out of position to keep bats in the lineup.
Steve Molesky.
Brandon, it's only a sample of 7 games thus far, but Oriole pitchers are striking out more opponents than last year, and Oriole hitters are striking out less than last year. Is that combination something that was a focus for you guys, and what could it mean if that trend continues?
Well, I just think that our pitchers are working ahead in the count more than last year. I think our guys are throwing more strikes early in the count, which is getting them into strikeout situations. Like I said all year last year, it's not about stuff with these guys. It's about being able to pitch in advantage counts. And when you do that, and then you have an opportunity to punch guys out. So our guys are doing a better job of throwing strikes early to get them into 2-strike counts, to then be able to expand from there. So happy with that so far. I've been really impressed with our at-bats. I mean, we just faced Cole, Happ, Snell, and Glasnow. So you're talking about like elite starting pitchers. And for the at-bats these guys have taken against these guys, making Glasnow work last night, even though we didn't have a ton of hits. The guy's throwing 98, 99 from a tough angle with a really nasty curveball. I thought our guys did a great job of laying off the curveball underneath, which is so hard to do when you have to get ready for 98 or 99. So I thought our at-bats were really good. Snell is a tough at-bat also, just because he's got so many weapons, and you just don't see lefties throwing with that velocity with other stuff. So to be able to grind those guys out a little bit, I've been impressed. Scored 3 runs off Cole also, so happy with that. But yeah, I mean, we're getting a taste of some really elite pitching, and I like the at-bats our guys have taken for the most part. We can always improve, but for an early season, to only be a week into the season and to put the at-bats up against some of the best pitchers in baseball, I think we've done a pretty good job up to this point.
Andrew Gillis.
Brandon, going back to what you said yesterday, you mentioned kind of waking up and seeing what's going on around sports and around baseball. How do you manage, with all of everything going on right now in terms of things that are just out of your control? Baseball has said that the next couple of days can be pretty crucial to the completion of the season and, however long the season can go. So how do you deal with kind of keeping an eye on other reports across the league and what's going on in Baltimore?
How do I deal with it? I take it as it comes. I mean, it's every day is a little bit different. I think we're just continuing to remind our guys of what's important here and what we can control. And what we can control is doing the best job we can to follow the protocols and to do a post-game celebration like we did last night, which was very, very unusual and weird for all of us to socially distance during a walk-off win. But I think that's just those kind of reminders of doing our part. And then, you follow what's going on around the league. You follow what's going on with our country right now. And so you have conversations about it and you try to educate yourself and others to stay aware. But yeah, I think we're just trying to do our part to make this a successful season. And I think we've done that for the most part so far.
Dan Connolly.
Brandon, you talked at the very beginning about the not sure what the schedule is going to be in the next week and trying to juggle everything with your pitching staff. Do you have a sense in trying to figure out that schedule, whether impending weather also plays into that? And do you have any feeling at all what the schedule may look like, where that doubleheader might sit? Do you have any clue at all?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear.
Okay.
Rich?
Brandon, the last 3 nights, there have been a lot of exciting moments in the game when the crowd would really get in, when the crowd would have really gotten into it. Do you notice that stuff, or are you so into the game that you put that aside?
I'm definitely into the game, and I got a lot going on in my head, but I do notice it for sure. It's weird to, like when Pat got that knock last night to win the game, it was a very strange feeling of not having a loud crowd. Our dugout, we don't have as many people in our dugout either. So we're trying to really stay out of the dugout and keep our distance in the dugout. So that's strange. Usually in that kind of situation, you would have, the crowd goes nuts, our team's going nuts. We're high-fiving everywhere in the dugout. There's a lot of positive emotion going on. And to not know what to do with your hands and not know what to do was definitely odd. So yeah, there's been some moments where I have noticed, how much different it is not to have a crowd there, and it's tough. It's tough. It's not easy, but we're doing the best we can. Looking forward to the day when the crowd goes crazy again.
Melanie Newman?
Brandon, with that silence in the stands, who do you think has developed as the biggest cheerleader in the dugout so far?
It's definitely Alberto and Severino. Absolutely, those two guys. They are full of energy. They're loud in the dugout. I love it. We just don't have that many people in the dugout, so it's not that. It's pretty quiet. But yeah, when those two guys, when we're hitting, and good things happen, and there's a lot of positive talk, especially from those two.